Chapter 741 Young Pavilion Master, hurry up and learn from me, otherwise people will die. An unprecedented fireworks feast? How many Tianmiao fire lotuses are going to be lit? Huashan was also shocked when he heard Yi Feng's words, and then hurriedly asked, Young Master Yi, how many Tianmiao fire lotuses are we going to light tonight? Not many. Only 1,000,000. Then see if everyone is happy. If they are happy, we will add another 1,000,000. Hearing Huashan's question, Yi Feng also responded casually. What? 1,000,000? If you have fun, you want another 1,000,000? Hearing Yi Feng's words, Huashan exclaimed with his eyes wide open, and even his breathing became rapid. He thought that he would just light 100 flowers for fun, but who would have thought that there would be 10,000 more? You know, although the Tianmiao fire lotus is just a rare treasure of heaven and earth, it is a rare treasure of heaven and earth after all, not a cabbage that is sold everywhere on the street, and the value contained in each Tianmiao fire lotus is extremely expensive. And the value contained in 1,000,000 Tianmiao fire lotuses is even more difficult to estimate. Too scary. I know that Master Yi is a prodigal, and a desperate prodigal. But I really didn't expect that he has no bottom line in this aspect of prodigalism. After recovering from his shock, Huashan also muttered to himself with a wry smile. Master Yi. The Tianmiao fire lotus is divided into 3 petals, 6 petals, and 9 petals. How many petals are we burning? At this time, Huashan suddenly thought of something, and then looked at Yi Feng and asked. After all, the value contained in a 9-petal Tianmiao fire lotus is at least dozens of times that of a 3-petal one. Palace Master. I am a prodigal god. Then the one we burn must be 9-petal. I can't afford the 3-petal or 6-petal garbage fire lotus. Hearing Huashan's words, Yi Feng also responded with a serious face. 3-petal or 6-petal Tianmiao fire lotus, you say it is garbage? Do you know how devastated the people of Tianmiao Pavilion would be if they heard this? Seeing Yi Feng's serious expression, Huashan also shook his head and smiled bitterly. However, he was very glad that he was not from Tianmiao Pavilion. Xinghuan Mountain, at the foot of the mountain. Finally arrived at Xinghuan Mountain. Young Pavilion Master. Next, let me find out the situation of Xinghuan Palace and send out invitations. Just watch from the side. At this time, Elder Wu looked at the young man and reminded him, fearing that the other party might say something unpleasant in a while. Elder Wu. Don't worry, I won't talk nonsense in a while. What I said before was just to you, but now that I am here, I will be sensible in what I say and do. Hearing this, Tai naturally heard what Elder Wu was worried about, and then he made a promise. How come there are 5 wooden houses at the foot of this mountain? At this moment, Elder Wu noticed the residence of the 5 tigers at the foot of the mountain, and then a look of doubt appeared on his face. He didn't understand why anyone would live here at the foot of such a broken mountain. When the 5 tigers at the foot of the mountain in the wooden house noticed the arrival of Elder Wu and Tai, they all walked out of their respective wooden houses. Is that the 3 supreme elders of Dian sect? Why are they here? And they live in that broken wooden house? When Elder Wu saw the 5 people coming out of the wooden house, 3 of whom were actually the 3 supreme elders of Dian sect, he also talked to himself with a shocked face. Young Pavilion Master. This Xinghuan Palace is really not simple. If we meet someone from Xinghuan Palace later, we must be respectful. After recovering from his shock, Elder Wu reminded Tai, who was standing beside him. Elder Wu. I know. Hearing Elder Wu's reminder, Tai nodded quickly. He didn't expect that he would meet the 3 great elders of Dian sect at the foot of this small Xinghuan mountain. You know, the strength of their Tianmiao Pavilion is almost the same as that of Dian sect. Unless the 2 ancestors of Tianmiao Pavilion come forward, even his father will have to respectfully call the 3 seniors when he sees them. Hey! Who are you? On the other side, after walking out of the wooden house, Zhu Shan, as the leader of the 5 tigers, took the lead in asking Elder Wu and Entai. Boss Zhu. I know the 2 people opposite. They are from Tianmiao Pavilion. The old man is an elder of Tianmiao Pavilion, and the young man is the young master of Tianmiao Pavilion. At this time, the great ancestor Lin Yu, who also recognized the other party, also hurriedly reminded Zhu Shan. People from Tianmiao Pavilion? I heard from Palace Master Hua before that when young Master Yi founded Xinghuan Palace, he didn't say hello to Tianmiao Pavilion. Could it be that they are here to cause trouble? Thinking of this, Zhu Shan instantly became excited. He had been gambling every day for a long time. Now he has a chance to stretch his muscles and show off. How can he not be excited? Elder Wu. Why do I feel that the leader's eyes are a little strange when he looks at us? Does he think we are here to cause trouble? Noticing the change in Zhu Shan's expression, Entai also spoke to Elder Wu a little uneasily. Young Pavilion Master. Don't worry. No matter what happens, I can solve it. Seeing Entai's uneasy look, Elder Wu also spoke out with great confidence. Ziheng. 3 elders. They actually dared to come to Xinghuan Palace to cause trouble. This is something that my uncle can tolerate, but my aunt can't. We must teach them a lesson they will never forget. After saying that, Zhu Shan took out his weapon directly from the magic ring, and then rushed towards Elder Wu and Entai with excitement. When the other 4 saw it, they also took out their weapons, and then followed Zhu Shan's footsteps and rushed towards the 2 people on the opposite side. Fuck. Elder Wu. They really mistakenly thought we were here to cause trouble. What should we do now? Seeing the 5 people on the opposite side rushing towards them directly, Entai also looked at Elder Wu in panic and asked. Young Pavilion Master. I'll take care of everything. Just follow me. After saying that, Elder Wu rushed towards the 5 people who were rushing towards him without fear. When he was halfway through, Elder Wu suddenly knelt down and slid down on his knees. You said before that no matter what the situation was, you could solve it. And that's how you solved it? Seeing Elder Wu continue to rush towards the 5 people on the opposite side in a kneeling and sliding posture, Entai, who was standing behind him, was stunned. Young Pavilion Master. Don't stand there stupidly. Hurry up and learn from me, or if you die here, it will be difficult for the Palace Master to help you avenge. At this moment, Elder Wu's shouting sounded from Entai's mind. Hearing Elder Wu's reminder, Entai also reacted, then rushed forward, then knelt down, and rushed towards the 5 people on the opposite side in a kneeling and sliding posture. Chapter 742. Why didn't they come earlier or later, but at this time? Fuck. What are these 2 doing? No matter what, they are also the elders and young masters of Tianmiao Pavilion. How can I do anything when they kneel like this? Seeing the 2 people on the opposite side kneeling and sliding over, Zhu Shan was also stunned in place, and then he cursed in his heart. After all, such a good opportunity to show off was gone, and he felt uncomfortable. If there is no opportunity to show off, then when will he be able to join Xinghuan Palace? A moment later. Master Zhu. The young pavilion master and I are not here to cause trouble this time. Because the 10 Great Sect trial held by our Tianmiao Pavilion is about to begin, so we are here to send an invitation. When Lin Yu introduced Zhu Shan's identity, Elder Wu hurriedly explained and took out the invitation from his arms to prove that everything he said was true. Hey! Why are you sending an invitation for no reason? It would be great if you were here to cause trouble. Seeing the invitation that Elder Wu took out, Zhu Shan also showed a hint of disappointment. We are not here to cause trouble. Are you quite disappointed? Hearing Zhu Shan's words, Elder Wu and Entai looked at each other, and both showed a hint of surprise in their eyes. It was really the first time they saw someone looking forward to others causing trouble. Grand Elder. Why are the three of you here? At this time, the misunderstanding had been resolved, and Elder Wu also looked at Lin Yu with curiosity and asked. The three of us want to join the Xinghuan Palace. Unfortunately, the requirements for joining the palace are too high. Even if we want to be a palace servant, we are not qualified. So, we can only live at the foot of this mountain temporarily and wait for the opportunity silently. Hearing Elder Wu's question, Lin Yu did not hide anything and explained directly. You are the three supreme elders of Dian sect. You don't want to be a good supreme elder, but you want to join this newly established palace as a servant? The most important thing is, you want to be servants, but they don't want you. Hearing Lin Yu's words, Elder Wu and Entai's eyes almost popped out of their heads. When they saw the three great elders, they felt that this Xinghuan palace might be unusual, but they really didn't expect that the Xinghuan palace, which was casually founded on this broken mountain, would be so unusual. Let's go. Since you are here to send an invitation, I will personally take you up the mountain. Otherwise, you can't walk to the top of the mountain. At this time, Zhu Shan's voice rang from the side. Huh? Can't we walk up this broken mountain? Hearing Zhu Shan's words, Elder Wu and Entai didn't take it too seriously, but since he took the initiative to lead the way, they naturally wouldn't raise any objections. Sun Long, the shit shoveler. Please activate the formation. I want to take 2 people up the mountain to see Master Yi. When he arrived at the mountain road, Zhu Shan shouted loudly. Brother Zhu. Is there a formation on this mountain road? Hearing Zhu Shan's shout, Elder Wu asked with surprise. That's right. All the stone steps on this mountain road are Yunlang poison stone. If you don't activate the formation covering it, do you think you can withstand the poisonous fog in the Yunlang poison stone? Hearing Elder Wu's words, Zhu Shan looked at him with a playful look and said. Yunlang poison stone? The stone steps on the entire mountain road are all Yunlang poison stone? Knowing this situation, Elder Wu and Entai were stunned. Let me remind you first. So you don't get shocked when you get to the top of the mountain. Seeing the shocked expressions on the 2 people's faces, Zhu Shan also smiled playfully, and then briefly described the Shuiyun Huanjing hut on the top of the mountain, the Bai Yanminglu bathtub, and the hundreds of sky-devouring demon dragons raised there. Elder Wu. Now I finally understand why the 3 great elders of Dian sect want to join the Xinghuan Palace. To be honest, after knowing these situations, I want to give up the identity of the young master of Tianmiao Pavilion and join the Xinghuan Palace, even if I am a chores. This Xinghuan Palace is really too arrogant. Let's not talk about anything else, just say that all the Yunlang poisonous stones on this mountain road, our Tianmiao Pavilion can't afford it even if we sell everything we have. After listening to Zhu Shan's words, Entai used his spiritual sense to transmit his thoughts to Elder Wu at the moment. Young master. Do you believe in fate? After hearing what Entai said, Elder Wu suddenly asked this question. Hearing what Elder Wu said, Entai was stunned at first, then reacted, and then used his spiritual sense to transmit the sound directly. Elder Wu, since it is fate's arrangement, let's give it a try. If we can really stay in Xinghuan Palace, even if my father knows, I think he won't blame us. Xinghuan Mountain, the top of the mountain. Zhu Shan. Who are these 2 people? Seeing Zhu Shan bringing 2 people to the palace gate, Huashan also asked, with a puzzled look on his face. Palace Master. They are from Tianmiao Pavilion. This is Elder Wu from Tianmiao Pavilion. This is the young master of Tianmiao Pavilion. They are here to deliver an invitation. Do you want to tell young Master Yi? Hearing Huashan's question, Zhu Shan immediately introduced the identities of the 2. What? People from Tianmiao Pavilion? Why did they come at this time when they didn't come earlier or later? Isn't this like an old sow hitting a tree, looking for death? When Huashan learned that the two were actually from Tianmiao Pavilion, his expression changed drastically, and he exclaimed. Stunned. Hearing Huashan's exclamation, especially noticing Huashan's extremely strong reaction at this time, not only Elder Wu and Entai were stunned, but even Zhu Shan on the side was stunned. What's the situation? They are here to deliver an invitation, not to cause trouble. Why does the palace master have such a big reaction? At this time, Zhu Shan also talked to himself, with a puzzled look on his face. I've accepted the invitation. You two should leave immediately, and go back to where you came from. After recovering from his shock, Huashan first accepted the invitation from the other party, and then ordered them to leave. We were arranged by fate. As a result, we haven't even expressed our desire to join the Xinghuan Palace, and you're going to chase us away? Hearing Huashan's order to expel us, Elder Wu and Entai both showed a trace of unwillingness. They knew that if they left now, they might not have such an opportunity in the future, so they had to find an excuse to stay. As long as they can stay, even if they stay for a day, it's an opportunity. Ouch. Elder Wu, my stomach hurts. Are the wild fruits we ate on the way here poisonous? At this time, Entai suddenly squatted down, holding his stomach, and his face showed an extremely painful look. Ouch. Ouch. My stomach hurts too. It seems that the wild fruits we ate are really poisonous. Seeing Entai's performance, Elder Wu also reacted immediately. Then he also covered his stomach and wailed. Then he looked at Huashan, who was confused, and said, Palace Master Hua, we, the master and the servant, were accidentally poisoned after eating wild fruits. I'm afraid we will have to bother you for a few days. Chapter 743. Although you are the young master, you can't be so stupid. What are you doing? What are you two doing here? I'm saving you, but you guys are acting like that. Huashan was completely dumbfounded by the poor acting of the two. He never thought that his kindness would be rewarded with the other party's acting. Do you two really want to stay for a few days? Don't say I didn't remind you. If you don't leave today, you will definitely regret it after tonight. Seeing that the two were determined to stay, Huashan also gave them a final reminder. Regret? Why should we regret? If we can stay, we will be so happy that we won't have time to regret it. Elder Wu and Entai did not take Huashan's last reminder seriously, but said together, Palace Master Hua, we will not regret it, just let us stay. Okay. Since you want to stay, then stay. After hearing what the two said, Huashan did not say anything more, and then looked at Zhu Shan and said, Zhu Shan, go back and inform the other 4 people, wait until the evening, you will go up the mountain together, and then young Master Yi will make arrangements. Palace Master. Is young Master Yi going to squander his money again? What is he going to squander this time? After hearing what Huashan said, Zhu Shan guessed something, and then asked, with curiosity. What is he going to squander? I can't tell you now. But what I can tell you is that young Master Yi's squandering behavior tonight is absolutely extremely crazy. So, you should be mentally prepared first. After saying that, Huashan turned and walked away. When was young Master Yi's prodigal son not at the level of madness? Moreover, I have experienced it several times. Do I still need to be mentally prepared? How much do you look down on me? Hearing Huashan's reminder, Zhu Shan did not take it to heart, but turned to look at Elder Wu and Entai and said, Then you stay here, I have to go down the mountain first, after all, I am not qualified to stay on the mountain now. Elder Wu. Who is young Master Yi they are talking about? I heard that he felt that he was a prodigal son? When Zhu Shan left, Entai looked at Elder Wu and expressed his thoughts. I don't know. However, it can be felt that young Master Yi has a very high status in Xinghuan Palace. Even Palace Master Hua is extremely respectful to young Master Yi. After hearing In Tai's words, Elder Wu also expressed his thoughts. A moment later. Elder Wu. I've decided. Even if I can't join the Xinghuan Palace, I won't go back to Tianmiao Pavilion. I'm going to build a wooden house at the foot of the mountain and wait for an opportunity. After In Tai enjoyed the beauty of the Shuiyun Huanjing hut, he looked at Elder Wu seriously and told him his decision. Young Pavilion Master. I support your decision. To be honest, I never thought that when I was in the hut, I could actually enter the illusion and do whatever I want in it. The dual enjoyment of being a god in the illusion and puffing in the outside world makes me feel that I have reached the peak of my life. So, if you want to stay, I will stay with you and continue to serve you by your side. Elder Wu also completely fell in love with the beauty of the Shuiyun Huanjing hut. Elder Wu. I can stay by myself. Otherwise, I'm afraid that young master you will misunderstand after seeing it. Think about it, I'm such a big person, if I still need someone to serve me, what will young master you think of me? Will he think I'm a waste? If that's the case, I have no chance at all. Hearing what Elder Wu said, In Tai refused with a serious face. You stay. Let me go? You even said that you were afraid that young master you would misunderstand you as a waste? Do you really think I'm stupid? You are afraid that the chances of two people joining the Star Soul Palace are extremely slim, so you want to get rid of me, so that your chances of joining the Star Soul Palace alone will be greatly increased. Hearing In Tai's words, Elder Wu also shook his head and smiled bitterly, and then complained in his heart, although you are the young master, you can't be so stupid. Ha ha ha. The power of the Heavenly Thunder Lotus is really terrifying. Now, I can't wait to be struck by the Heavenly Thunder Tribulation. At this moment, a loud and arrogant laugh came from a distance, and Elder Wu and In Tai looked over there after hearing it. They really wanted to see who was so arrogant and dared to challenge the Heavenly Thunder Tribulation. Who is that guy? Judging from his age, he shouldn't be the young master Yi mentioned by Palace Master Hua. However, he just mentioned the Heavenly Thunder Lotus. Could it be that he absorbed the power of the Heavenly Thunder Lotus? But even if it is a 9-petal Heavenly Thunder Lotus, absorbing one flower won't be able to withstand the Heavenly Thunder Tribulation. When the two saw Ba Feng in the air, Elder Wu also frowned and said, Elder Wu. This guy is just showing off. After all, you can't encounter the Heavenly Tao Thunder Tribulation just by wanting to. You have to draw out the Heavenly Tao Tribulation cloud. So, no matter whether he has absorbed the power of the Heavenly Tao Thunder Lotus or not, he is just bragging. Anyway, there will be no Heavenly Tao Thunder Tribulation here to expose him. After hearing what Elder Wu said, In Tai expressed his thoughts with disdain. You too. Do you think there is a possibility? That is, our Xinghuan Palace has imprisoned a Heavenly Tao Tribulation cloud. So, as long as we want, we can let that Heavenly Tao Tribulation cloud release the Heavenly Tao Thunder Tribulation at any time. At this moment, a playful voice sounded from behind the two of them. When the two turned their heads to look, they found that a miniature pet pig had appeared behind them at some point. Young Pavilion Master. This pig is definitely not an ordinary pig. You know, I have the 5th level of Divine Tribulation Realm cultivation, but it can appear behind us silently, and I didn't notice it at all. This is enough to prove that it is not simple. After realizing this situation, Elder Wu hurriedly used his spiritual sense to remind In Tai. The man in the air is called Ba Feng, the number 1 talisman in the Divine Realm. And he is now the chief steward of the Star Soul Palace. Just now, young Master Yi gave him 109-petal Heavenly Tao Thunder Lotuses. It can be said that those Heavenly Tao Thunder Lotuses have improved his physical body to the extreme. So, even if he is really struck by the Heavenly Tao Thunder Tribulation, he will not be in any danger. Seeing that the two did not speak, Fei Tianzhuju directly introduced Ba Feng's situation. The other party is the number 1 talisman, Ba Feng. He is the chief steward here, and young master, ye gave him 109 heavenly Tao thunder lotuses? A heavenly Tao tribulation cloud is imprisoned in the palace gate? At this time, the two people who heard the news were stunned, because, except for the first news, the other two news were simply impossible for them. Chapter 744 You are so showy, does your father know? Butler Ba. Since you said so, as the palace master, I will naturally fulfill your wish. Next, you continue to play with the heavenly tribulation cloud for a while. Just as the two were stunned, Huashan's voice rang out from a distance. At the same time, Huashan, who was stepping on the heavenly tribulation cloud, soon appeared in their sight a moment later. Too scary. This palace gate is really too scary. They actually imprisoned a heavenly tribulation cloud. That is a heavenly tribulation cloud, not a cat or dog. Moreover, that Ba Feng was actually refining talismans while being struck. To be honest, seeing this scene, I felt a little sorry for that heavenly tribulation cloud. At this time, looking at this weird scene in the air, Elder Wu also expressed his feelings at the moment with a shocked face. Elder Wu. Don't feel sorry for that heavenly tribulation cloud first. Do you still remember that palace master who had just said that young Master Yi was going to do something extremely crazy and wasteful tonight? To be honest, I didn't take it too seriously at the time, but now, I'm a little panicked. You know, Palace Master Hu specifically reminded the two of us, and also tried his best to persuade us to leave here. So do you think that the things young Master Yi wants to waste are related to us? At this time, Tai suddenly thought of something, and then looked at Elder Wu with uneasiness and said, Young Pavilion Master. No matter what the other party is losing, it's theirs. As long as we keep a calm mind, we can be fearless. Then we will just watch the excitement and it will be over. Hearing Tai's words, Elder Wu also comforted him. Yes. What does his waste have to do with us? Anyway, it's all his own things. Besides, he doesn't feel sorry, so why should we be afraid? After hearing Elder Wu's words, Tai also reacted immediately, and then the whole person completely relaxed. On the other side, young Master Yi. 2 more helpers for the fireworks feast tonight. At this time, Huashan came to Yifeng's residence and told him about the situation. Oh. 2 more helpers? Where did they come from? Were they hired? Then we should pay them enough. We can't give them less hard work. Hearing this, Yifeng's face was also happy. After all, if there were not enough people to light up 1 million Tianmiao fire lotuses at night, it would be difficult to operate. Young Master Yi. They were not hired. They are from Tianmiao Pavilion. Because the 10 Great Sect trial held by Tianmiao Pavilion is about to start, they are here to deliver the invitation. After hearing Yifeng's words, Huashan revealed the other party's identity with a complicated expression. What? They are from Tianmiao Pavilion? Then ignite 1 million Tianmiao fire lotuses tonight, can they bear it? Why don't you let them go? After learning the other party's identity, Yifeng also asked with a puzzled look on his face. Oh. Oh my. Young Master Yi, my stomach hurts so much. Is the sky-devouring demon dragon meat we ate this morning bad? I seem to have meat poisoning. Hearing Yifeng's question, Huashan squatted down with his hands on his stomach, and a look of pain appeared on his face. Palace Master. I'm asking you, why don't you let them go? You don't answer my question, but you are here to show me this poor acting. What do you mean? Seeing this scene, Yifeng also said with a black line on his face. Master Yi. I asked them to leave, but they didn't listen. Besides, they used their poor acting skills as an excuse to stay. I kindly asked them to leave, but what I got in return was their acting skills. I can't do anything about it. Hearing Yifeng's question, Huashan immediately stood up and explained with a wry smile. So that's how it is. Then just ignore them. Whether they can hold on at that time depends on themselves. Anyway, we have already persuaded them. Okay, you go down first. When the sky gets dark, it's time for us to start preparing. After saying that, Yifeng waved to Huashan. The sky is dark and night is approaching. At this time, Zhu Shan has brought the other 4 people to the top of the mountain. At the same time, Sun Long, the holy light tiger demon, Shi Duchuan, Ba Feng, Huashan, Feitian Pig and other people and divine beasts also gathered in an open area. They are all waiting for Yifeng's arrival. Elder Wu. Although I don't know what Yishao wants to defeat. But looking at their intentions, I feel that the scene will be very big. You say, should we use a piece of image magic stone to let my father and the disciples and elders of Tianmiao Pavilion learn more? At this time Tai suddenly thought of something, and then looked at Elder Wu beside him and expressed his thoughts. Young Pavilion Master, your idea is great. It can be said that all the disciples and elders of our Tianmiao Pavilion are like frogs in a well compared to the people of Xinghuan Palace. Now there is an opportunity to broaden your horizons, so you can really take advantage of it. Hearing this proposal, Elder Wu's eyes lit up, and then nodded in approval of Tai's idea. If Yifeng and Huashan knew Tai's idea, they would definitely exclaim, "You are so good, does your father know?" After a moment. Palace Master. Are all the people here? When Yifeng arrived here, he first glanced at Elder Wu and Tai, then looked at Huashan and asked. Young Master Yi. Everyone is here. We can start any time. Huashan responded excitedly. Everyone. I called you all here tonight for no other reason than I want to make a fortune. And this time, the thing I want to make a fortune is the Tianmiao Fire Lotus. I'm going to light up 1,000,000 9-petal Tianmiao Fire Lotuses at the same time, and then have an unprecedented fireworks feast. Seeing everyone looking at him with curiosity, Yifeng excitedly told about his plan tonight. Light up 1,000,000 9-petal Tianmiao Fire Lotuses at the same time? Just to have an unprecedented fireworks feast? Hearing Yifeng's words, Elder Wu and Tai felt their brains exploded instantly, and they all felt dizzy. They never thought that what Yifeng wanted to defeat was actually the strongest trump card of their Tianmiao Pavilion, the Tianmiao Fire Lotus. Moreover, he wanted to ignite 1,000,000 of them, and they were all 9-petaled. You know, their Tianmiao Pavilion rose to prominence with the Tianmiao Fire Lotus, and they only had 5 9-petaled Tianmiao Fire Lotuses in their hands. At the same time, in the martial arts training ground of Tianmiao Pavilion, tens of thousands of disciples and elders also looked at a huge image in the air with curiosity. Because they could only see the picture but not hear the sound, they did not hear what Yifeng said, nor did they know how much they would collapse in the scene they were about to see. Chapter 745 Young Pavilion Master, you are so deceiving. Xinghuan Mountain, the top of the mountain. Young Pavilion Master. Now I finally understand why Palace Master Hui kept persuading the 2 of us to leave. To be honest, although I don't know where young Master Yi got so many Tianmiao Fire Lotuses, if I really saw the scene of 1,000,000 Tianmiao Fire Lotuses being ignited, I would definitely go crazy. At this time, Elder Wu also said to Tai with an uneasy look on his face. Elder Wu. I don't know if you are crazy or not. I only know that after tonight, tens of thousands of disciples and elders of our Tianmiao Pavilion will definitely go crazy. Hearing what Elder Wu said, Tai said what he was worried about. Fuck. Image God Stone. We just used the Image God Stone, and now all the situations here are being watched by many disciples and elders of Tianmiao Pavilion. If they see this unprecedented fireworks feast, they will definitely go crazy. Hearing Tai's words, Elder Wu suddenly thought of something, and then his face showed an extremely worried look. Elder Wu. Just now when you proposed to use the Image Divine Stone, I persuaded you. But why didn't you listen to my advice? Now, you've dragged the entire Tianmiao pavilion into the water. Just when Elder Wu was also worried about this matter, and Tai suddenly said this. I proposed it? I didn't listen to your advice? I dragged Tianmiao pavilion into the water? Although you are the young pavilion master, you can't lie with your eyes open. Hearing Tai's words, Elder Wu was completely stunned. He never thought that Tai would push all the faults onto him at this time. This kind of thing is not something that even a dog can do, let alone a human. Wait a minute. It was the young pavilion master who contacted the pavilion master in person just now. What does that have to do with me? Thinking of this, Elder Wu laughed, then looked at Tai and said, Young pavilion master, although I really want to take this responsibility for you, it was you who contacted the pavilion master just now. Even if you say so, the pavilion master may not believe it. Elder Wu. Father will definitely believe it. Because I told my father that you wanted to use the image stone and give a surprise to the many disciples and elders of Tianmiao Pavilion. After all, I don't know what young master you wants to defeat, so I would rather give you this opportunity to show off than take the risk myself. And the facts have proved that my decision is right. Hearing what Elder Wu said, Tai said with a smug look on his face. Elder Wu, what are you looking for? Do you want me to help you find it? Seeing that Elder Wu suddenly looked around for something after hearing what he said, Tai also asked with a puzzled look on his face. Where's the hammer? Where's my Qingyue hammer? Anyway, I'm useless, so it doesn't matter if I have to be charged with assaulting the young pavilion master. After saying that, Elder Wu took out his Qingyue hammer from the magic ring, and then rushed towards Tai with anger in his eyes. Fuck. I'm the young master, you can't do this to me. If you insist on doing this, then I'm going to run away. Seeing Elder Wu rushing towards him with a war hammer, Tai's face changed, and then he ran away. On the other side. Palace Master. What's the situation with Elder Wu and Tai? After knowing my wasteful behavior, not only did they not react much, but they also played a little game of chasing each other? Is their mentality so good? At this time, noticing that Elder Wu and Tai were playing a little game of chasing each other, Yifeng also looked at Huashan beside him with a puzzled look and asked. Young Master Yi. Now it seems that we were worrying too much. Their mentality is much stronger than we thought. Why not let them take care of lighting up millions of Tianmiao fire lotuses? Hearing Yifeng's question, Huashan also expressed his thoughts. Okay. Then let's give the important task of lighting 1,000,000 Tianmiao fire lotuses to the two of them. After saying that, Yifeng handed the 10 divine rings to Huashan, and then said, 1,000,000 Tianmiao fire lotuses are in these 10 divine rings. Immediately arrange for all the people and divine beasts to start placing Tianmiao fire lotuses. At the same time, wrap a straw rope around the bottom of each Tianmiao fire lotus, and finally gather the tails of all the straw ropes together. In this way, the fire-starting grass for lighting 1,000,000 Tianmiao fire lotuses is completed. Young Master Yi. I'll arrange it right away. We will definitely complete the preparations in the shortest possible time. After saying that, Huashan took the 10 divine rings, and then walked towards Sun Long, Shi Duchuan, Ba Feng, the holy light tiger demon and other people and the divine beasts not far away. It shouldn't take 2 people to light the fire-starting grass. Then we can only choose one of Elder Wu and Tai to be the grass-lighting hand. Who should we choose? How about letting them play rock, paper, scissors? Thinking of this, Yifeng smiled, and then walked directly towards the 2 people in the distance. Elder Wu. Don't chase. Young Master Yi is coming. At this time, noticing that Yifeng was walking towards the 2, Tai also hurriedly reminded him. Young Master Yi is coming? After hearing what Tai said, Elder Wu also stopped immediately. Seeing that Yi Feng was really walking towards the two, he suddenly felt a little uneasy for some reason. Elder Wu. Young Pavilion Master. Palace Master Hua has already started to arrange people to set up the Tianmiao Fire Lotus. However, the grass-lighting hand who ignites the Tianmiao Fire Lotus has not been determined yet. So, I want to choose one of you two to be the grass-lighting hand. When he came in front of the two, Yi Feng directly explained his purpose. Seeing millions of Tianmiao fire lotuses rise into the sky was enough to make us collapse. And now, you are actually planning to let us light them ourselves? Are you going to feel bad if you don't kill us? Hearing Yi Feng's words, Elder Wu and Entai were stunned. I know that both of you must want to be the one who lights the grass. After all, being the one who lights the grass for this unprecedented fireworks feast is the pinnacle of life. So, I suggest you play rock paper scissors. Whoever wins will be the one who lights the grass. Seeing the two of them standing there in a daze, Yi Feng spoke again. Who the hell wants to be the one who lights the grass? We don't want to be one. By using the image god stone, we have become the sinners of Tianmiao Pavilion. If we light millions of Tianmiao fire lotuses by ourselves, we will really be ruined. Chapter 746 Let this night sky bloom with the most gorgeous colors. Young Pavilion Master. It's my limit to let me bear the blame for using the image god stone. I really can't handle this. Or, I will lose to you on purpose. After recovering from his shock, Elder Wu immediately used his spiritual sense to communicate with Entai. Elder Wu. Since you said so. Then let me take care of this. I will play paper in a while, you just need to play rock. After hearing what Elder Wu said, Entai did not say much, but agreed directly. Directly agreed? You are such a dog now, how could you agree directly? Hearing Entai's response, to be honest, Elder Wu panicked, because he felt that this was too abnormal, and there must be something wrong with the abnormality, so there might be a trick here. Young Pavilion Master. Then let's get started. Rock, paper, scissors. As Elder Wu finished speaking, he did not extend his hand, while Entai on the opposite side extended his hand, but a pair of scissors. Fuck. Elder Wu actually cheated. Why is he such a dog? Finding this, Entai cursed in his heart, and then pretended to be embarrassed and explained to Elder Wu with his spiritual sense, Elder Wu, my fingers just cramped and I couldn't obey, but don't worry, I will definitely use cloth this time. Huh? God damn, my fingers cramped and I couldn't obey? Do you really think I'm a fool? After hearing Entai's explanation, Elder Wu's face was instantly covered with black lines. Elder Wu. I understand your desire to win. But you can't cheat. This time I'll call, both of you can't cheat. After seeing this situation, Yi Feng on the side directly acted as a referee. What do you mean by understanding my desire to win? I want to lose. Besides, if I hadn't cheated just now, I would have been ruined by now. Hearing Yi Feng's words, Elder Wu wanted to cry to death. He really wanted to say to Yi Feng, you really know nothing about our situation. The young pavilion master said that he will play paper again this time, so if I play rock, he might continue to play scissors. Then if I want to lose, I have to play paper. Okay. I bet you that he will play scissors again this time. Afterwards, Elder Wu calculated in his mind and made a decision directly. You too. Let's not waste time. My people are almost ready. After reminding the two, Yi Feng shouted directly, rock, paper, scissors. Fuck. Why did the young master play rock? Why doesn't he play according to the routine? When Elder Wu saw that Entai played rock, he was stunned. Elder Wu. I'm so sorry. I predicted your prediction, so I won this game. Then, Entai's proud voice rang out from Elder Wu's mind. Young master. You won this game. But I didn't lose. After hearing Entai's words, Elder Wu suddenly laughed, and then said something that made Entai confused. Fuck. Space portal. Elder Wu, when did you activate the space portal? At this moment, when Entai found a space portal suddenly appeared from behind Elder Wu, his expression changed drastically, and he exclaimed. Young Pavilion Master. I'll go back to Tianmiao Pavilion first. The important task of igniting millions of Tianmiao fire lotuses is left to you. After saying that, Elder Wu rushed into the space portal at the fastest speed. Young Pavilion Master. Although I don't know why Elder Wu suddenly left. But now you are the only one left, so the next important task of lighting the fire grass will be handed over to you. When Elder Wu left, Yi Feng looked at Entai and said this. Young Master Yi. Millions of Tianmiao fire lotuses are all ready. You can light them at any time. Just then, Huashan also came over from a distance. Young Pavilion Master. Let's go. Soon, you will step on the peak of your life. After hearing Huashan's words, Yi Feng looked at Entai and said with a smile. God damn, step on the peak of life. This is going to put a perfect end to my life. Entai almost cried when he heard Yi Feng's words. Any Tianmiao fire lotus is a sweetheart in his heart. Now asking him to light a million sweethearts, isn't this asking for his life? Tianmiao Pavilion. What's going on? Where on earth are the young Pavilion Master and Elder Wu? Why do the people there have so many 9-petal Tianmiao fire lotuses? Moreover, they spread hundreds of thousands of Tianmiao fire lotuses in an open area like a stack of Buddhas. What are they doing? At this time, many disciples of Tianmiao Pavilion saw the dense Tianmiao fire lotuses appearing in the image, and they all exclaimed with wide eyes. They even couldn't believe their eyes. After all, those are all 9-petal Tianmiao fire lotuses. Even in their Tianmiao Pavilion, there are only 5 9-petal Tianmiao fire lotuses. Put them in a stack. A straw rope is wrapped around the bottom of each Tianmiao fire lotus. Those people, are they preparing a fire to directly ignite those hundreds of thousands of Tianmiao fire lotuses? At this time, Lei Hong, who was standing at the front of the crowd, noticed this situation in the image, and an extremely crazy guess emerged from his mind involuntarily. Is this the surprise that Elder Wu prepared for Tianmiao Pavilion using the image Divine Stone? If my guess is true, then the next scene will completely collapse many disciples and elders of Tianmiao Pavilion. That's not a surprise, but a shock. At this time, Lei Hong, who had this terrible guess, began to tremble slightly, because even he could hardly withstand the terrifying scene. Pavilion Master. Hurry up and let all the disciples and elders close their eyes. The young Pavilion Master is about to light up the 1 million 9-petal heavenly fire lotuses. We can't watch that unprecedented fireworks feast. At this moment, as a space portal appeared in the air, Elder Wu's anxious voice came out first. Fuck. You are a psychopath. Why did you shout it out directly? What's the difference between you shouting like this and what everyone has seen? Hearing Elder Wu's shout, Lei Hong's mouth twitched with anger. After hearing this, many other disciples and elders also looked at the huge image in the air with unbelievable expressions. Xinghuan Mountain, the top of the mountain. Young Pavilion Master. Do it. Let this night sky bloom with the most brilliant colors. At this time, Yi Feng also shouted excitedly to Entai. Chapter 747 Pavilion Master and 2 Ancestors, teach me how to be a man now. Gorgeous colors, light up my face. Let me become someone that many disciples and elders of Tianmiao Pavilion will never forget. This time, even if I want to go back to Tianmiao Pavilion, I don't dare to go back. Hearing Yi Feng's words, Entai also revealed a bitter smile, and then placed the torch in his hand on a huge grass ball in front of him. Buzz. 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 As strange sounds rang out, the ignited Tianmiao fire lotuses began to rotate, and then they soared into the sky with a cool blue flame. 100. 1,000. 10,000. As more and more Tianmiao fire lotuses continued to rise into the sky, the night sky instantly became brighter. At a glance, the blue sea of fire that covered the sky seemed to be about to ignite the sky. And when all 1,000,000 Tianmiao fire lotuses were lifted into the sky, a handsome face appeared in the sky. Fuck. It's okay that you are a spendthrift. You even drew Yi Xiao's handsome face in the sky through the placement of 1,000,000 Tianmiao fire lotuses. Does Yi Xiao know that you are so good at dealing with things? Looking at the huge blue handsome face in the sky, and Tai below was stunned. He never thought that these people and beasts in Xinghuan Palace would be so good at dealing with things. Buzz. 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 At this moment, Tai noticed that the sound transmission stone in his arm suddenly reacted, and then released his consciousness to activate the sound transmission stone. Young Pavilion Master. It's bad. As you ignited millions of Tianmiao fire lotuses, many disciples and elders of Tianmiao Pavilion fainted. Not only that, the Pavilion Master and the two ancestors are almost furious at this time. They said that when you come back, they must teach you how to be a man. When Tai activated the sound transmission stone, Elder Wu's voice first rang out from his mind. Elder Wu, this is not right. Although I just ignited millions of Tianmiao fire lotuses, I used the image divine stone to pit the entire Tianmiao pavilion, but you are fine? Instead, they transferred all their anger to me? Hearing this, Tai asked directly. Young Pavilion Master. Pavilion Master and the two ancestors, teach me how to behave now. My two big pieces of meat are almost broken by them, but I am just enduring the pain. No more, I will go and howl twice, because I didn't scream, they were more ruthless. As Elder Wu finished speaking, the sound transmission stone stopped responding. It's terrible. No matter what, I can't go back to Tianmiao Pavilion. If I go back, they will beat my two big pieces of meat into 16 pieces. Thinking of this, Tai made a decision, that is, to stay at the foot of the mountain temporarily and form the 6 tigers of the mountain with the other 5 people. On the other side. So beautiful. The blue sea of fire formed by lighting 1,000,000 Tianmiao fire lotuses is so cool against the backdrop of the night. And those people actually took advantage of the placement of the Tianmiao fire lotuses to make them outline my handsome appearance. I have to say, they really know how to do things. Looking at the fireworks feast in the sky, Yi Feng also smiled and talked to himself. Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing today's waste product. Reward 1,000,000 waste points. Reward 9 petals Tianmiao fire lotus *10000000. Reward Tianmiao fire lotus king *10. At this moment, the system's reward prompt sound also rang from Yifeng's mind. Boom. Then, a breath of breakthrough burst out from Yifeng's body. Hey! Breakthrough again. Now it has broken through to the 4th level of the heavenly god realm. Then should I take this opportunity to use up the remaining random breakthrough scroll in my hand? Realizing that his cultivation had broken through a small realm again, Yi Feng thought of the remaining random breakthrough scroll in his hand. Huashan, Sun Long, Shi Dachuan and others not far away noticed that Yi Feng suddenly broke through, but just glanced at it casually, and then continued to look at the fireworks feast in the sky. After all, Yi Feng broke through from time to time, and they had long been accustomed to it. What are you doing? What is that Master Yi doing? Watching fireworks, can you really see a breakthrough? And Tai, who was not far away, noticed this situation and showed a look of confusion on his face. Boom. 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 At this moment, waves of breakthrough auras burst out from Yifeng's body one after another. The 5th level of the heavenly God realm. The 6th level of the heavenly God realm. The 7th level of the heavenly God realm. The 4th level of the divine emperor realm. When Yifeng's cultivation level broke through to the 4th level of the divine emperor realm, the continuous breakthrough aura completely stopped. True God realm, heavenly God realm, God King realm, God Emperor realm, God Emperor realm, Holy realm, God Lord realm, God Tao realm, God Tribulation realm. Fuck. One random breakthrough scroll actually allowed me to break through 2 major realms directly. If I play like this, with 2 or 3 more random breakthrough scrolls, wouldn't I be able to stand directly at the pinnacle of the God realm? Yifeng also revealed a look of surprise when he realized that his cultivation level had skyrocketed to the 4th level of the Divine Emperor realm. Young Pavilion Master. I didn't control it well just now, and I broke through too much. Didn't I scare you? Noticing that Tai, who was not far away, was stunned on the spot, Yifeng also hurriedly walked in front of him, and then asked with concern. What the hell, I didn't control it well, and I broke through too much. This thing can also be out of control? Hearing Yifeng's words, Tai almost cried with envy. He also wanted to lose control, but he couldn't do it. Mr. Yi. I'm fine. Don't worry about me. After recovering from his shock, Tai pretended to be calm and responded. I'm glad you're fine. By the way, I want to discuss something with you. I still have 1,000,000 9-petal Tianmiao fire lotuses in my hand, so I want you to take them back to Tianmiao Pavilion and let the many disciples and elders of your Tianmiao Pavilion help me defeat them. After hearing Tai's words, Yifeng suddenly put forward an idea of his own. I have used the image divine stone to pit many disciples and elders of Tianmiao Pavilion. Even my father and 2 ancestors are waiting to deal with me. In this case, you actually asked me to take 1,000,000 Tianmiao fire lotuses back and let them help you defeat them? After hearing Yifeng's idea, Tai couldn't believe his ears for a while. What Tai didn't know was that Yifeng did this just to take the opportunity to compensate him. Chapter 748. Tai stood up. Poor Elder Wu. Young Master Yi. It might not be a good idea to do this. After all, the Tianmiao fire lotus is the foundation of our Tianmiao Pavilion. If we let the disciples and elders of our Tianmiao Pavilion defeat so many Tianmiao fire lotuses, they will definitely go crazy. At this time, Tai also politely refused. Is it really impossible? It's just a little bit of fighting. It shouldn't cause much of a blow to them. After hearing Tai's refusal, Yifeng asked again. It's just a little bit of fighting? It won't cause much of a blow to them. Do you know that many people fainted just after they saw the fireworks feast? If they were asked to do it themselves, their mentality would definitely collapse. Young Master Yi. Now that things have come to this, I will tell you the truth. In fact, when I started preparing the fireworks feast before you, I secretly used a piece of image magic stone. That is to say, many disciples and elders of our Tianmiao Pavilion have seen the unprecedented fireworks feast just now, and many people even fainted after watching it. And because I lit the fire grass myself, my father and the 2 ancestors in the pavilion wanted to teach me a lesson. In this case, if I take 1,000,000 Tianmiao fire lotuses back and ask them to help defeat it, how miserable my end will be, I dare not imagine it. Seeing that Yifeng still wanted him to do this, Tai could only tell all these situations. You used a piece of image magic stone before? Then, all the disciples and elders of your Tianmiao Pavilion have seen the unprecedented fireworks feast just now? Hearing Tai's words, Yifeng also revealed a touch of surprise. He never thought that the other party would not only jump into the pit himself, but also drag everyone in Tianmiao Pavilion into the pit. It is no exaggeration to say that such a dog thing, let alone a human, even a dog, would not do it. Really? That's such a pity. In that case, I can only ask other forces for help. I don't know if other forces will help me if I take out 10 Tianmiao Fire Lotus Kings as hard work fee. After recovering from his shock, Yifeng looked at Entai and said this. What? Tianmiao Fire Lotus King? Young Master Yi, do you really have the legendary Tianmiao Fire Lotus King in your hand? Does that thing really exist? Hearing the 5 words, Tianmiao Fire Lotus King, Entai exclaimed with his eyes wide open, and even his breathing became rapid. You know, Tianmiao Fire Lotus King is a legendary treasure. Someone once said that he had seen it in the Tiandao battlefield, but no one has ever owned it. It can be said that whether Tianmiao Fire Lotus King exists or not has always been a mystery. Of course it exists. And I have 10 of them. However, I can only give these 10 heavenly wonderful fire lotuses as a reward for my hard work, so whoever helps me spend all these 1 million heavenly wonderful fire lotuses, I will give these 10 heavenly wonderful fire lotuses to him. Seeing Entai's shocked expression, Yifeng also said with a playful look. No. This job must be taken up. If I can get 10 Tianmiao Fire Lotus Kings, then I can just stand up, right? At that time, I'm afraid that my father and the 2 ancestors will not only not teach me a lesson, but will also worship me like a master. Wouldn't that be awesome? Thinking of this, Entai's face showed a touch of excitement. He never thought that after suffering a psychological torture, there would be such a big surprise waiting for him. Elder Wu, when I was here, you didn't talk about this. I went back and was being beaten to death by 3 people, and then this good thing came out? Young Master Yi. I just thought about it carefully, and I feel that our Tianmiao Pavilion can take this job. After the excitement, Entai looked at Yifeng seriously and told him his decision. Can your Tianmiao Pavilion take this job? Isn't it too cruel for the many disciples and elders of your Tianmiao Pavilion? Hearing Entai's words, Yifeng also pretended to be puzzled and asked. Young Master Yi. This incident may seem cruel to many disciples and elders of our Tianmiao Pavilion, but it is a good tempering for their state of mind. The fireworks feast just now made some disciples and elders fall into a coma. It can be said that these people's state of mind has been tempered, but for those disciples and elders who are not unconscious, I feel that the intensity of their tempering should be increased. And I feel that it is very appropriate to light the Tianmiao Fire Lotus with my own hands. Hearing Yifeng's words, Entai also made up nonsense seriously. The unconscious disciples and elders have been tempered. But the disciples and elders who are not unconscious are not tempered enough. They need to increase the intensity of tempering. They must also be unconscious? You can make up such a reason? Do they know that you are so good to them? Hearing Entai's explanation, Yifeng was stunned. He really didn't expect that Entai could be so bad. Young Pavilion Master. Then this matter will be handed over to your Tianmiao Pavilion? After recovering from his shock, Yifeng looked at Entai to confirm. Young Master Yi. Don't worry. We, Tianmiao Pavilion, will definitely defeat you beautifully with these 1 million Tianmiao Fire Lotuses. Hearing what Yifeng said, Entai also quickly promised. Okay then. It's getting late, I'll go back and rest first. Take these 11 divine rings. 10 of them contain exactly 1 million Tianmiao Fire Lotuses. The other one contains 10 Tianmiao Fire Lotus Kings. Although I won't go back with you, I have to say this in advance. You must not keep any of these 1 million Tianmiao Fire Lotuses privately. Moreover, only when you have spent all of them, the 10 Tianmiao Fire Lotus Kings will be considered as your hard work fee. Do you understand? After handing over the 1 million Tianmiao Fire Lotuses and the 10 Tianmiao Fire Lotus Kings to Entai, Yifeng also reminded him with a serious face. Young Master Yi. Don't worry about me doing it. If there is any problem, I will let you deal with it. After that, Entai activated the designated space portal with an excited look, and then disappeared from Yifeng's sight. Tian Miao Pavilion, Tian Pavilion Hall. Father. I've got a big job. Hurry up and gather all the disciples and elders of Tian Miao Pavilion. When Entai came out of the space portal, he shouted excitedly to Enlai. Chapter 749. I'm back to be the boss, not to be beaten. You can't even protect yourself now, and you still want to take a big job for Tian Miao Pavilion? Hearing Entai's words, Enlai and the two ancestors were also stunned. They really didn't expect that Entai would still want to take a job for Tian Miao Pavilion. Something's wrong. I have already reminded the young pavilion master about the situation here. Logically speaking, the young pavilion master should not be able to come back at this time. But he still came back, and even showed a fearless look. Could it be that the big job that the young pavilion master mentioned can exempt him from punishment? Elder Wu, who was lying on a long wooden chair, pondered with a serious look. If his guess was true, wouldn't it mean that he was beaten in vain, while the real instigator could be exempted from punishment? No. The image stone was proposed by the young pavilion master. It was also the young pavilion master who lit up millions of Tianmiao fire lotuses. It can be said that these things have nothing to do with me, but I was beaten in vain. If the young pavilion master is exempted from punishment, I can't accept it. This risk must be nipped in the bud. Thinking of this, Elder Wu made a decision, and then stood up directly, enduring the pain on the two big pieces of meat, and walked towards Entai step by step. Entai. You can't even protect yourself now, and you're still thinking about taking a big job for Tian Miao Pavilion? Are you out of your mind? At this time Enlai, who had recovered from his shock, looked at his useless son and started to curse. Father. Aren't you curious about what big job I took? Hearing Enlai's curse, Entai said this without any care. Oh. Then tell me, what big job you took? Seeing Entai's fearless look, Enlai also asked with curiosity. Father. The big job I took is. Just when Entai was about to tell him about the big job he took, Elder Wu came over and put his right hand on his shoulder, releasing his own powerful divine power, instantly making Entai speechless. Pavilion Master. Two ancestors. I feel that no matter what big job the young pavilion master takes, it can't cover up the fact that he ignited millions of Tian Miao fire lotuses. So, I think we should teach the young pavilion master how to be a man first, and then we can talk about the big job the young pavilion master took. After controlling Entai, Elder Wu said his thoughts with a serious face. Elder Wu. You are right. Now is not the time to care about what job Entai took, but to teach him how to be a man first. After hearing Elder Wu's proposal, Enlai and the two ancestors looked at each other and directly approved the proposal. God damn, teach me how to be a man first? I took a big job, and the hard work fee was as high as 10 Tian Miao Fire Lotus Kings. But now, you want to teach me how to behave? If you do this, your conscience will be condemned. After hearing Elder Wu's proposal and seeing his father and two ancestors agree with it, Entai was about to go crazy. He came back to be the boss, not to be beaten. Young Pavilion Master. We should enjoy the good times by ourselves and bear the bad times together. Although I don't know what trump card you brought back, I have been beaten, so you have to accompany me. Don't worry, after you are beaten, I will lift the ban on you talking. Hearing Enlai's approval of his proposal, Elder Wu also whispered to Entai with a smug look on his face. You got beaten, what does it have to do with me? You insisted on running back early. If you hadn't run back early, wouldn't you have come back with me with a big job? This is all your own fault. Why do you drag me down? Hearing what Elder Wu said, Entai exploded instantly, and then looked at Elder Wu and started to curse, but there was no sound. Elder Wu. Take Entai to the bench. Today, the two ancestors and I must teach him a lesson. If he is not disciplined, how can I hand over Tian Miao Pavilion to him in the future? At this time, and Lei Hong, who was not far away, looked at Elder Wu and gave an order. I don't want to take over Tian Miao Pavilion. I want to work as a handyman in Xinghuan Palace. Hearing his father's words, Tai almost cried anxiously. If he could speak, he really wanted to say, how about we both take a step back? I won't take over Tianmiao Pavilion, and you don't teach me a lesson. Fuck. Elder Wu, are you so mean? You tied me to the bench and you just stood aside to watch the fun? Why don't you remove the restriction for me, so that I can scream a few times? If I don't scream, they will definitely think I'm provoking them, and they will really kill me. Seeing that Elder Wu did not remove the restriction that prevented him from speaking, but stood aside to watch the fun, Tai on the bench panicked instantly. After a moment. Tell me. What big job did you take back? After Lei Hong and the two ancestors severely taught Tai a lesson, Lei Hong asked curiously. At this time, Elder Wu also directly lifted the restrictions on Tai. Father. I was really wronged by this beating. You shouldn't have beaten me. I tell you, the job I took this time is definitely beyond your imagination. That is, I brought back 1,000,000 9-petal Tianmiao fire lotuses. As long as we mobilize all the disciples and elders of Tianmiao Pavilion to defeat all these 1,000,000 Tianmiao fire lotuses, then our Tianmiao Pavilion will take off. Moreover, as long as we do this job well, our Tianmiao Pavilion can get 10 tian. Hearing Lei Hong's inquiry, Tai also endured the pain on the big piece of meat and hurriedly told the situation. However, when he was about to tell the extremely arrogant hard work, Lei Hong roared with a sullen face, "Enough, you rebellious son, if I don't teach you a lesson today, you don't know why the flowers are so red." Furious. At this time Lei Hong was completely furious. He never thought that it was not enough to let the many disciples and elders of Tianmiao Pavilion see it. He even asked them to defeat it in person. This is simply trying to play the many disciples and elders of Tianmiao Pavilion to death. What? Can you let me finish my words? Why do you always interrupt me? At this time, seeing his father interrupting him directly, Tai was going crazy. Chapter 750. If you can't sleep, count sheep instead. Father. Listen to me, the hard work fee for this big job is 10 days. Not wanting to be misunderstood by his father, Tai also looked at Lei Hong anxiously and shouted, but before he said half of the words, Lei Hong released the divine power in his body, making Tai shut his mouth instantly. Fuck. You are all crazy. Can't you let me finish my words? Finding that he couldn't speak again, Tai was about to explode. He thought he could be a master when he came back, but who would have thought that he didn't become a master, but was beaten twice? And the most important thing is that he didn't have to suffer these 2 beatings, which is what he felt most wronged about. After a moment. Father. 2 ancestors. Elder Wu. Do you dare to let me finish my words? After being beaten again, Tai looked at the 4 people and asked them out loud. He was really scared. He even felt that these 4 people seemed to have discussed it and were deliberately messing with him. Okay. We won't interrupt you this time. Just say what you want to say. Hearing Tai's words, Lei Hong also made a promise. Huh. Hearing his father's words, Tai also took a deep breath, and then looked at the 4 people and said directly, as long as our Tianmiao Pavilion can defeat the 1,000,000 Tianmiao fire lotuses tonight, then young Master Yi will give 10 tian. At this critical moment, a space crack suddenly appeared in the hall. Fuck. Who the hell is this? I just want to talk properly, why is it so difficult? Tai found that everyone's eyes were looking at the space crack that suddenly appeared, and he went crazy instantly. Young Pavilion Master. It's been so long, haven't you Tianmiao Pavilion started to defeat the 1,000,000 Tianmiao fire lotuses? If this matter makes your Tianmiao pavilion too embarrassed, then return the 1,000,000 Tianmiao fire lotuses and 10 Tianmiao fire lotus kings to me, and I will ask other forces for help. At this time, as Yifeng's voice first came out of the space crack, Yifeng also walked out quickly. Tianmiao Fire Lotus King? As long as you help to defeat the 1,000,000 Tianmiao Fire Lotuses, you will give them 10 Tianmiao Fire Lotus Kings? Hearing Yifeng's words, and Lei Hong and the two ancestors looked at each other and saw unbelievable looks in each other's eyes. They couldn't believe that the legendary Tianmiao Fire Lotus King actually existed. What made them even more unbelievable was that as long as they helped to defeat a family, the other party would give them 10 Tianmiao Fire Lotus Kings as hard work fees. Young Master Yi. Come on, please take a seat. This job is not difficult for us at Tianmiao Pavilion. Don't worry, as long as you leave it to us at Tianmiao Pavilion, we will definitely defeat you beautifully. After recovering from his shock, and Lei Hong quickly took a chair beside him and came to Yifeng. When Yifeng sat down, he directly massaged Yifeng's shoulders. The whole action was smooth and seamless, which stunned the others. Young Master Yi. We are the two ancestors of Tianmiao Pavilion. Don't worry about the matter of losing 1,000,000 Tianmiao Fire Lotuses. The two of us will definitely supervise it personally. At this time, the two ancestors immediately came to Yifeng, and then they helped Yifeng beat his legs, one on the left and one on the right, and also made a promise. After all, they had long known the horror of Xinghuan Palace from Elder Wu, and they knew that Yifeng was definitely someone that Tianmiao Pavilion could not afford to offend. And now that the God of Wealth has come to give them benefits, it is also a very normal thing for them to rub Yifeng's shoulders and beat his legs. What are you doing? What are you doing there? That kind of uncle-like treatment should belong to me. And Tai, who was lying on the bench, was about to cry when he saw this scene. He never thought that after suffering 2 beatings, when it was finally time to stand up, Yifeng suddenly appeared and took away everything that should have belonged to him. And Tai, what are you still doing there? Hurry up and go out and gather all the disciples and elders of Tianmiao Pavilion. You really have no sense of taste. How could I have given birth to such a useless son like you? At this time, and Lei Hong noticed that Tai, who was lying on the bench, had not responded for a long time, and he was so angry that he started to curse. I got beaten twice. I'm no longer treated like a boss. Now, I have to endure the pain of being on a big piece of meat and be an errand boy. Hearing Lei Hong's scolding, and Tai's mentality collapsed directly. Even if he lit 1,000,000 Tianmiao Fire Lotuses with his own hands, his mentality did not completely collapse, but everything he had experienced since he came back to now really broke his mentality, and it was the kind of broken. What's the situation? And Tai has been back for so long, can't he be beaten all the time? At this time, Yifeng, who noticed Tai, also muttered to himself with surprise. Young Master Yi. Can I ask you something? Didn't you just say you were going back to rest? Why did you suddenly come to our Tianmiao Pavilion? When he was about to step out of the hall, Tai couldn't help his curiosity and looked at Yifeng and asked. I went back to rest. But I didn't fall asleep. Then, I found that you didn't start spending money for a long time, so I came to see you. Hearing Tai's question, Yifeng also explained casually. Can't sleep? If you can't sleep, you count sheep. Why did you come to our Tianmiao Pavilion? Can you fall asleep here? Do you know that because you can't sleep, all the benefits that should belong to me have been taken away by you? Hearing Yifeng's explanation, Tai felt even more uncomfortable. In fact, he really wanted to shout to Yifeng, if you can't sleep, you can come earlier. Now I've been beaten, and then you come. Why are you so good at tackling time? Young Master Yi. I asked Tai and Elder Wu to send you an invitation letter. Have you received it? I wonder if you are interested in the 10 Great Sect trial that we will hold in 2 days. Wen and Tai left the hall in tears, and Lei Hong looked at Yifeng and asked. Not interested. I am only interested in squandering money. Hearing in Lei Hong's question, Yifeng refused without thinking. Ding. Random tasks are released. The host is required to complete 100 squandering behaviors in the 10 Great Sect trial. You can be a participant in the trial or the controller behind the trial. The host can decide how to choose. If the task is successful, a large number of squandering points will be awarded, with a very high probability of breaking through a small realm and a very high probability of obtaining item rewards. If the task fails, a large number of squandering points will be awarded, with a very low probability of breaking through a small realm. The task time is 3 days. At this moment, the system's task prompt sound suddenly rang in Yifeng's mind.